to dumelang go ga ya le dumelisa ke nna wa ga mo di hapula ke mo rama tlaopane ke mosimana kwa go taung go pamprestata kwa 8566. Welcome to Gospel Chat with Neo. I mean, today it's going to be an extraordinary. We are not on the yellow couch. We are outside. We are outside somewhere in Pretoria. And in a way, I'm having Mamukolo vibes and all that. Because along the way, if we check the bloodline, we are relating. But then she doesn't know. I know. She's from Kimberley by birth. And then she went to Easter End. And boom.
I mean, all of that.
I mean, I'm talking about one of the legends, huge, Gloria Bosman, Benjamin Dube. She's just a legend in South Africa in terms of our music industry. Margret Motsage, or some Mr. Mama, but then
Wow. Hey, Mama. I know.
Are you well though?
I'm good, Neil. How are you?
I'm
on this
good.
very cold day.
Yeah, it is cold. The first time we met
against me.
The first time we met, we were in Mpumalanga,
yes.
And then we just started to talk here and there, and then here you are on our channel.
Gospel Chats with Neo Clever Tone. In the flesh, yes.
Yeah, yes. But then before you could just start, just say hi to your fans, to your family, to everyone who's watching.
Hello everyone, Dumelang Clever Tone, le guy. Aluzididi. Exactly.
But then, how has it been all those years? I mean, we are now in June, where we're not like June 16th. It's the highlight of the month and all that, and it's quite different from my time and your time.
And yeah, very different. I mean, like a lot has happened. You know, a lot has happened, especially when you look at like the 28 years under, you know, the
democracy,
new dispensation. I'm trying to sound like a politician right now. Yeah, but yeah, back then, it was, I mean, my goodness, it was a totally different scenario where bona like hatello yabatu babanso and you know banaba skolo they were like, you know what, this far and no more. You know, no more with this oppression, no more being told what to do. Really bad to we have a right, you know, for self-reliance and self-determination. So yeah, now this is it. This is we are drawing the line in the sand. You know, so they were so radical and so brave. You know, facing all those odds. You know, like, you know, you have this regime, Yamaburu, very oppressive one, you know. And now when you look at, you know, Generation A and this generation, it's very difficult, you know, but nothing is insurmountable, you know. Because what is happening right now, the youth now, they are more entitled. There is that entitlement thing, I deserve this, you know, this rightfully belongs to me. Whereas that other generation, that was not it. You know, for them, they were fighting for existence, you know, to be seen, to be known, to be heard, you know. Whereas now this generation is like, well,
it is.
This is mine. You know, regardless whether you have worked for it or you haven't, you know, I deserve, you know, so which I think it's tragic, you know, for someone who lived back then and now, you know, it's like, wow, okay, what happened?
Okay,
you know?
Okay. I think you have been in this industry for as long as I've lived. I'm turning 30 this year.
Now I feel old. Wow. You just had to say that, Batong, like, okay, yes.
How did it start? Because I know you first fell in love with bass. I might be wrong.
Okay, he's been reading up on me. Okay, all right. Yes.
How did it start, the journey? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
at the moment, I think you are one of the best vocal coach we have.
Wow.
But then how did
Thank
it
you.
start?
Oh my goodness! Wow. Yeah. How did it happen? And it really actually happened honestly by default. You know, because ufetsa matric, ne? And then what else? What do I do now?
You go to varsity.
Exactly. Go to varsity, but ayo chelete. Go high, go lapeng. You understand? So what do I do? Something needs to happen. So then it so happens that I met this family ya kwa Vilagazi, and then Vicky Vilagazi, obviously we met like in the circles, and then we started working together. I had known her from when she started working with Muruti Bishop Benjamin Dube. They started backing her with Stephen Molaking, Love Africa Choir and all that, So, and then for me, because I always loved music, even from when I was young.
When you were 6, because you guys...
But that's where you realize your talent or your gift, Matu. If you haven't realized it by then you know, there's something wrong that you like wrong. So, but yeah, just cut a long story. We started working together. Limburuti Benjamin Dube. Actually, before then.
Before then. Were you not with a Family Factory?
No.
Okay.
Before then, there's this duet. It's a duo of Pastor Mthunzi Namba, and Felicia Marion. Felicia Marion was in Joy, that group, that girl group, and they were singing Paradise Road, right? So anyway, they go to the US and then they record an album, Sweetwater Manzimtoti. So when they come back from the States, obviously they're looking for backing vocalists. So then they obviously want backing vocalists. So it so happens to myself, Vicky Vilagazi, Stephen Molaking, we are there, So I don't even know how it happened, but I remember that Mthunzi called me because it was just after my matric year. And then he called, me. I was home back in Springs, and then he calls and he explains Jorge Mang and all that. I was like jumping up and down. I was like, what is this? You know what I mean? So we need a backing vocalist. We need you to come and sing alto for us. We are this group. We just came back, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah. And he had seen me from church. Go Davidton, Hamurutistole. Yes, go Oasis. Yes, in Davidton, because I was fellowshipping there.
Okay.
And then he came through, and then he saw me, but we never said much. But then he found out about me, and then he called.
He called you.
Yeah. So it was,
Okay.
Yeah, it was a hookup right there.
And the formation of Family Factory, and also the merging Family Factory and Joyous.
Yeah.
Not Joyous Celebration 1, just Joyous Celebration.
It's just Joyous
because
Celebration,
there's no
yes.
Joyous Celebration 1. From my researches, there's no Joyous Celebration 1.
Yes, yeah, there wasn't. So how it happened, okay, Rabapeka, Nathi. Oh my goodness, we did videos and Paradise Road, I think it was. Yes, I think, yes. And then, it was the first of its kind, because it was, if I recall, it was 1991. Or 19, yeah.
The first Joyous? Or
No, before that.
Okay.
Before that. So, obviously, like contemporary, urban, gospel.
And you were still trying to test the water.
Yes, and this sound is coming in through Mthunzi Namba, like, wow. That sound, that temporary urban gospel, you know what I mean? So it came through Kayena because of Sweetwater Manzimtoti. Then what happened, that Sweetwater Manzimtoti yafela. Then a couple of years passed. Then Mthunzi Namba, 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 Mthunzi N in 1996, he came back to Joburg because he went back home in Durban. Then he came back, and then what had happened is that because it was a small industry. There was Bo and Dimselegu, there was Bo Jabu Shongwane and all that. So we started working together, like recording albums, like in studios and all that, you know. So in every, how can I put it, every gospel project, even aside from just gospel, other projects that we did would come together at one point and work in the studio together. So then he had an idea, you know what, when I was back in the States, Mtunzinamba, there was this group, Yabo Kelly Price, you know, Melanie Daniels and all that. They used to be the backing vocalists of Mariah Carey, who are the very same backing vocalists who worked on the Sweetwater Mazimtoti project. Ne? So he was like, you know, this is how they worked, and this is what I want to do here in South Africa. You know, form a group that we know when we record album ya Wendy, you are there. When you record album Yaga, you all are there. When you record somebody's album, you are all there.
Okay.
You know, so it was not even a matter ya form a group, our own group and record it.
Yeah.
But then it became a natural progression. Like I remember I used to go Hillbrow. I had a flat in Hillbrow, and I lived there, and everybody would come and converge there in my flat and leave it a mess. And leave it a mess, you know. But it was fun times, like in my flat, and just brainstorm, and you know, even the word Family Factory just came about
out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. Family Factory, why not? We are rap producers anyway, artists within the stable. Okay. So that's how Family Factory started. Then we recorded an album, you know, We Have Faith and all that, you know. So that's how it started. In 1996. 96.
Okay.
Ne?
Okay.
And then after 1996, you know, we see, okay, now we have voted.
And all that.
Yeah, we voted 1994, you know, and because I mean that time it was very turbulent before 1994. You know, Chris Hani had passed away, killed, and it was just a fearful moment, you know, hey, are we going to have a civil war in South Africa and all that, you know. So, but that did not happen, and truly it was the grace of God. So Mthunzi then came again, because he has these brilliant ideas.
Yeah.
Then he says, you know what, he approaches everyone from within Family Factory.
Okay.
Can each one of you come with a hymn, you know, a hymn that you love, and then we record it in the studio. So he approached Bomuruti Benjamin Dube, approached Ms. Bongile Kumalo, Sharon D was there, you know. Sure, yeah. Yeah. And then obviously us, go continuing in Family Factory. And that is how Joyous Celebration was birthed. To say we are grateful, you know, for this new dispensation that we have, moving from apartheid, and we never had a civil war, and into this new South Africa. And Mudimu Wilara Rwala, you know, there was no blood. Yes, there was bloodshed, but not as we had anticipated it, you know. So it was a joyous moment. We have this new dispensation, we have a new government, you know, so let's be joyful about it.
Yeah.
And that's how it came about.
And I might be wrong, I think you were with Joyous until Joyous 7 or 8.
It was 6.
6.
Yes.
And then,
Yeah.
You came back at 10. I still have that memory. Pastor Jab was there.
Yeah.
You were sitting in the front.
Okay.
He called you, and then you did Pindu Kulume just for throwback vibes.
Okay.
I still have that memory. How was it in terms of the preparation, like where you left Joyous after 6,
Yeah.
and then having to come back at 10?
Okay.
How
Did I
was
come back at, oh, it was sort of like
a celebration?
Yeah,
you came
like
back at 10 before you could come back again at 20.
Yeah. Actually, that was so. It was not even rehearsed. It was not even like a reunion per se, because we went to the show. And
okay.
We just went to the show.
Were not
The one in Mosaic, I get
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
That one. So we were. I mean, we just came to the show. we were invited to
Because
come
it's
to the
Joyous
show.
Celebration 10
Yes,
and
you
such
know,
a big thing,
yeah, and most of us were there. And we're like, you know what, let's go and support. So we did go then, and we were sitting in the front, and then all of a sudden, it was Mthunzi Namba said, you know,
No, it was Bauja. Because
Was-
he also called Sharon D. was
oh, was
singing
it?
the-
Okay,
yes.
because I remember I did my help,
Yeah, you
and
did
it
My
was
Help,
yeah,
yeah.
because the song that I sang
Yeah.
was it just for I don't know, can't remember, but yeah, it was so long ago, guys, you know. So and yeah, that impromptu thing happened, you know, which it was beautiful coming back, you know, to like I mean this platform that has created so much opportunities for other people, you know, and we never anticipated for one day.
It will be where it is today.
You know, I mean, we are in Joyous Celebration, what now? I can't even
26.
remember, you know? Something that was birthed like out of nowhere, nothing, no budget, no, nothing, you know?
So, were you part and parcel of the first, should I say, founders or members of Joyous Celebration?
Yes,
You were part of the founders or
Yes.
you was members?
absolutely, because I was there from day one.
Okay.
Joyous Celebration
And
started,
then,
yes.
do you have shares with
Oh, there it goes. Very interesting. No.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. That. I mean, for a whole lot of us who started Joyous Celebration, for a long time, it was very contentious. Like there was a lot of unhappiness. There was a lot of disappointment. You know, here you are. You built something from the word go. From the word go. You know, and when there was zero budget, zero sponsorship, zero anything. I remember there was one time we actually went to Cape Town, and we drove like the whole night, basi engwinje, you know, but Rafika go Cape Town, you know, and we were going to have a show. What was this theater?
I forgot the name of
Yes, I think it was Bed Center is in Durban, but the one in Cape Town, I can't remember. But I remember this night, and Ringo Madlingozi was performing one of those days. We had about 3 days, and Ringo Madlingozi, like people they just went to Ringo Madlingozi, and there was zero audience with us. I'm sure we were stage. We were more than Batubane in the audience, you know.
Oh.
And I remember us going back to the hotel, and it was I think the Holiday Inn, and Lindelane was like we converged. I think it was in his room, and it was like, yo guys, nibonile. You know when someone says, hey, nibonile. Ushubile, like, which means already when somebody says, hey, nibonile, you are going back home empty-handed.
Yeah.
There's no payment, there's nothing. Then he says to us, so do we go back home or siyaquba? You know? And we were like, you know what, this is our thing. We are going to build it. And we stuck it out. Lo and behold, the following night, all that crowd that was Koringo, you know, you know, and it was such a beautiful moment and a proud moment to say, you know what, obviously when you're building something, you need to stick it out. You know, you are pioneering something here. It has never been done in South Africa. So do you go through it or you don't go through it? You know, through the pain, through the hardship of it, you know, are you willing to sacrifice for it, to see it being birthed and growing, you know? And we stuck it out, you know. So when the time to reap the benefits and all that, that's the most unfortunate part where, you know, people had to be let go because lunalia you are opinionated, you know. Yes,
in a way.
you know, rotten potatoes and all that. And because I remember I had to leave in 2000 and I was in, I had to go and lived in the States for just a year because there was a production that I was doing on Broadway. It was not the Lion King. It was not the Lion King. It was River because Broadway, Lion King. No,
Okay.
it wasn't. It was
You
River
just had
Dance.
to make a disclaimer,
Yes,
guys,
yeah.
it was not.
It was River Dance. Then I went there. We started in Ireland, lived in Ireland for a month. Then we moved to New York, and yeah. So, but I was there for the whole year. Then came back in 2001, and rejoined Joyous Celebration. So most of the people that we had started this thing were gone.
Yeah.
And here I am, just like this pioneer, Gilly One.
There are new faces.
The new faces and all that are
The
like,
one
whoa,
that
what is going
Hala.
on here? Then, by then, the sponsor MTN had come through,
Was
in
it not
2000.
All Mutual. Because
No.
I know All Mutual once sponsored Joyous.
Yes, they did.
Okay.
But the very first sponsor was
yeah,
MTN.
the first it was MTN.
It was
left and they came
MTN.
back. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes, yes. So, what's going on here, Mthethwa, Then obviously you hear the talks behind the scenes, like, wow, okay, and I just stayed for that period, and then I also was like, no, I'm good.
Fast forward, you went back at Joyous 20 as part of Celebration.
Yes.
Despite everything,
alumni,
despite everything that happened.
Yeah.
Did you decide to put your feelings aside and just go back there, or you still have that small anyana grudge?
Hey guys, you have to move on, eh? In life, you have to move on.
Yeah.
Move on. Because then you hold on to these things and you become bitter. To what end? You know what I mean? So for us, it was like, you know what, guys? It's just going to be so beautiful. All coming together. Botabo Mdluli, Brian Temba, Nontlantla, Vicky Villaga, all the people that we started this journey with, I mean, God has been so gracious that we all have our own individual careers. We were able to make something out of ourselves, and it could have been a very painful transition, being pushed out and really not getting what you rightfully deserved. But at some point, you just need to bury the hatchet and move on,
Yeah.
So for us, we were like, we cannot wait. And it was such a beautiful moment because I remember Moses Mabida, when we came
packed.
through, it was, my goodness, it was crazy. It was crazy. I mean, when we stepped onto that stage, because people immediately recognized Haibo. Who are these people? We know these. Oh man, who are these? We know them. And my word, the reception that we got, I think it took us about 5 minutes, if not long, because people were just applauding, and we couldn't even start the song, And so it just showed, we were not forgotten, and what we had given South Africa, the sound that we gave to South Africa was not gone. It was not forgotten by the people. So it was just a beautiful moment for us.
And today, as you are sitting here, when you see Joyous, what comes to your mind in terms of what you did back then and what they have achieved so far? I mean, you were the first people from Joyous, and how do you feel about that?
I'm two-minded about it because, first of all, Joyous Celebration, from the get-go, it was supposed to be an institution. We knew that at one point we will leave, and obviously pave a way for
this generation.
Exactly, for new talent. We were not going to be there forever. I mean, that is just ridiculous.
Okay.
But the way things happened, they shouldn't have happened that way. But we knew Joyous Celebration is supposed to be an institution, and a lot of talented, gifted singers have come out of Joyous Celebration throughout the years and all that, But I wish it could have been more, Joyous Celebration should have a standing school now. Or like an academy, you know what I mean? To say, okay, this is Joyous Celebration Academy. You know what I mean? From the onset, where the vision was supposed to be going, you know. But like in terms of you know, making people happy, and it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Moving along, you were in the secular space. You were
Was I?
they were not in the gospel space. So, like, in terms of the difference between secular and gospel, where could you say, like, I need to be within this space, because where you are, only peace and all that, less drama, if I may put it that way.
Empatla ditaba, this one. Yeah? Well, okay. Good chance. I don't see gossip. Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's okay. No, I hear you.
Yeah.
Look, no, I mean, for me, it was not even a matter of gospel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It so happened that obviously I did start out that way.
Okay.
And then, look, I started working with other people, like outside of
You
the
were doing neo soul jazz type of music.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was a backing vocalist before everything else, you know. Backing bo Mema Swongile, Judith Sipuma, Botlora Bosman, Prahu, Miriam Makeba. I toured with her. Mema Miriam Makeba. Oh my God, God bless her soul. Yo, that's what a lady.
Yeah.
You know, I learned so much, and just touring with her, you know, and just seeing the world, like, and the way she was welcomed by people outside of South Africa, like royalty.
Yeah.
You know, so and being exposed to that, you know, it was a privilege for me, because I learned so much from all these different people that I've worked with, you know. And for me, that was like an institution as well. Learning from each and every, like more Rebecca Malube, you know. I did that project Moya Wam in the studio, you know. So being able to work with all these different artists,
And they come with different characters again.
yeah, you know. So, and you learn about characters, you learn individuals and personalities and all that, you know. So for now, it honestly was a school, you know, so that when it happens that, you know, I also handle my own career in that sense, a soloist and whatever, this is how to handle things and all that, you know. So I've made peace with wherever I was,
Okay.
you know. And that's because I've also learned to be adaptable, that adaptability, to be able to work in this secular space and to be able to work in the gospel industry as well, you know. So it helped, like, being versatile and being able to do everything, you know, because then it doesn't box you. Okay, I belong into this genre, fela. So I'm able to work with whoever that I want to work with, you know, or whoever wants to work with me, you know.
Okay, no, that's nice. 2005, you joined SA Idols, SABV, and we are in 2022. I believe you are still the coach there.
There goes counting the years. Hush, I'm part of the furniture.
Yeah.
Go Idols. Yeah,
And
I mean, all those years, yeah.
How was it all those years up until today?
Yeah.
Like from where you started as a BV and then you have graduated to a coach.
Look, I'm still the PV, but obviously with a bit of a promotion, you know. It's been good. I honestly, I've learned so much even through this journey. You know, it started out very different, and it has evolved to what it is now. Coming into contact with all these beautiful singers and all that, and being able to work with them, and even not just as backing them, but also coaching them, you know, and it has also honed my skills, and it has moved me from one level to another. You know, it's also growth for me as well. So I'm very grateful for that opportunity. I don't take it for granted, you know. And the fact that the producers felt, Hore, you have enough experience in this industry as a singer to be able to be trusted with this position and this current talent that is coming through in the ranks, you know. So I don't take it lightly.
Who are your top 5 from all the seasons that you have been with? Like, I mean,
is that a trick question or what?
You also have those people that you find like, okay, like these people like
that stand out for me.
Yeah, those are the standouts.
Okay. I mean, sure, there's been a lot, eh? There's been a lot. And now it's gonna look like I'm so biased, you know. You know.
But then,
people who came and took this thing and ran with it, you know. I mean, for me, definitely Kaya Mthethwa.
Oh, yeah.
He stands out for me. And I will always go back to the people that took this competition, that created a platform for them, you know. I always get so frustrated when you hear people go, kanti ba ile kae batho ba ne ba le go idols,
but then, like,
so and so and so and so.
We hardly see them. That's the thing.
That the thing is that just like any other
not joyous.
Sorry. Well, I mean, it creates a platform. I mean, you could say that. You could say that. Guys, mang joyous.
Yeah, you could.
You understand? You could say that.
It always raises a lot of questions.
Yeah, because it's a platform
that are coming to my mind. Like, where is this person? Where is this?
Because it's a platform. Then it's really up to you when you leave that platform. What do you do with it? With that exposure that you have gotten? Just as any other competition, what have you done? You know, with that opportunity and with that platform, what it has created for you?
Because I think like it's only few would say like, oh, we still see Kaya.
Yes,
we still
because
see
you know
Mthethwa,
what they did.
We still see Yanga. We still see Snezi.
Yeah. Do you know what they did? They did not go back home and sit on the couch and think everything is gonna come to them.
That's the problem again.
Do you see that entitlement that I was talking to you about?
Yeah. Is it also
because
that thing, Yauri, that platform as well, as much as you are there, most of the songs that you're singing are not your songs. Now,
it doesn't matter.
Pen and paper.
Yeah. But what I'm saying to you is when you have this platform that you came with 0 followers, let's say on your Instagram, and you leave that platform with 20,000 or over 40,000 followers, what do you do with it? When you came into the competition and you had 0 following, and people see you week in and week out, and then you fall and you're gaining more numbers, especially as you grow into the competition, and then it happens that you fall off. When you go back home, what do you do? Because then with all the people that you have met, it's time for you to knock on doors. So what happens is that they get 5-star treatment, go idols for within that period, balling in the competition, like 5-star, like even more than 5-star, like they get
soft life.
They've basically arrived the soft life, you know. They get basically pampered, like massages, spas, nails, hair, wardrobe, everything is given to them on a plate.
Silver.
Then they leave the competition and they think that treatment is going to follow them. No, honey, it doesn't work like that. We have given you the platform. Now it's time for you to run with it and make something of yourself.
Yeah.
So these people, did Amanda Black go back, has some more competitioning? Did she maybe perhaps also go position number 1? Or did Shekinah get position 1 on Idols? No, because they went and did things for themselves. They left the competition, and then they went back home and they worked. Even if it meant starting from scratch, but the fact that somebody knows you out there, it means something. You're actually not even starting from scratch. So that is the frustration. Because you can't expect what things must be brought to you. All of us here, you know, for what it takes someone like me, 28 years, to build myself in this industry, when it only takes you 3 months because of that competition.
Let me go back to the entitlement. The crop of generation that we have in the gospel space, in the music industry, are they that entitled that to a point where they don't even care to say, let me wake up and go there because
And knock on doors.
because
And that is the old-fashioned way of a work ethic. When you don't have work ethic, you will sit at home and wait for people to knock on your door, and it's not going to happen.
But then there's another thing which I've seen it, exploitation, recording companies, big people.
We've been all through that. And does it kill your dream? Yes, it will. But if the dream is bigger than exploitation, you'll pursue the dream.
So
I mean, I could have said, I mean, I'm more than 30 years in this industry.
Yeah, I did.
You know,
mention in
and
the
it doesn't mean there was no exploitation along the way. A lot of it, enough to say, you know what, I'm done with this industry. Actually, I'm done. Like, I'm done. Thank you very much.
Yeah, she was done with the gospel space in a way.
Well, with the music industry, you know. But is that bitterness and that pain? Does it supersede your dream? If it does supersede your dream, then you'll go and do whatever, you know.
But then because like
Where is exploitation? In which industry is there no exploitation?
are we normalizing it? Are you saying we should normalize it?
No, we shouldn't. But what I'm saying is that pursue your dream. Your dream should be bigger than the exploitation. Do you understand what I mean? And there won't be any exploitation. Do you understand? There will come a point where you'll need to call the shots. You know, I'm calling my own shots now. I decide who do I want to work with and who I don't want, because I've reached that point to say, you know what, I've been through this far and no more. You will decide what kind of treatment do I take. Do you understand? And until you get to that point, you haven't gotten to that point. Do you understand? You pursue it, you run and you chase after your dream. Do you understand? It is a struggle, but it is worth it at the end of the day. Do you understand? So if your dream is like, then sit at home, darling. Then go and work at Pick and Pay. It's fine. It's okay. It's all right.
Because you know, you were saying like we could be asking where's Mama?
Yes.
You find out like a lot of people they've fallen off. I mean, Joyous is a big stage. I'm just gonna mention it because we are from there. You know the experience and all that. So I'm just gonna make an example. Joyous. I mean, once you get to Joyous, you are seen by millions of people. Once you do a solo Joyous,
yes,
it's a big thing.
It's a big thing.
And whether you take that and you run with it, it's all up to you.
Absolutely.
But then there are challenges again on the other side. You know, there's fame, there's pride, there's money, there's drugs, there's girls, there's everything.
There's everything.
How do you, as an artist, handle all of that?
You just need to look. When you know, there's a calling and a purpose in your life, those things are not going to drag you down. You know, a lot of us were exposed to that. But at the end of it all, is it worth it? Is it worth killing your dream? Is it worth killing you? You understand? So when you're in it for the fame,
it's easy to get it.
Do you understand what I'm saying? When you are
easy.
in it for the fame, you're in it for the likes, you're in it for Instagram, the Instagram life, then please go right ahead. Go right ahead. But how far is that going to get you? Because the Instagram life has a short span. There's a limit to it. You know, how long do you want to keep up the facade? Do you understand? There's a limit to it. But when you want to work for longevity and you want your dream to be beyond yourself, do you understand? Then, you know, but if it's about the fame and being seen in this event and that event, you know, by all means go for it. Because there's a point where false fakery and there's a line that needs to be drawn.
Yeah.
You know, So talk to me after 20 years, if you are still in this industry.
You have been here for more than 30 years. What has kept you so consistent? You are still relevant even today.
Oh, thank you.
Even if you are not on the front line, but then behind the scene, those who know will tell you, no, she's doing the things. What has kept you so consistent over all these years?
Wow, yeah. It's not only one element. It's just showing up and delivering, you know, because what it says, and just being consistent. Because it even says to other people that you are working with, you respect what you do. You know, you respect their time. You just respect people. You show up and do what needs to be done. You know, I've worked like Lebo M. We just did another soundtrack right now for The Woman King, which will be released in September. I've been working with that man for a long time, more than 12 years, I think. But because I guess he saw in me consistency. We did the Lion King soundtrack just recently, the one that was released in 2019, you know. So when you respect someone's time and you just respect their work, it will come back to you.
Craft.
Respect your craft, respect yourself, be consistent, just show up and love what you do, you know. So for me, it's all those elements put together. Obviously your skill, you know, improving yourself and all of those things, you know. And above everything else, I think it's just the favor of God as well, you know. Grace upon my life that I can never ever.
In this industry,
exactly.
You need the mercy.
Absolutely, you know. But mercy also can only take you so far. Do you want to use that mercy? Do you want to use that grace? Do you want to use that favor? You know, because they are at your disposal. So they are at our disposal. The onus is on us, and the choice is on us. Do I want to use this grace? Do I want to use this favor? It's a choice at the end of the day.
Okay, yeah. And I mean, like, as I mentioned, like, you've been relevant all of these years, and here you are working on a new project, you're doing different projects. People are still calling you.
Yes.
So it means that, like, they still see value in you.
And for me, you know, leaving a legacy, you know, like I said before, looking beyond yourself, you know, and equipping the younger generation. You know, it's about building a legacy, leaving that behind to say, wow, there was this person.
Yeah.
When I've long left the industry or even probably died, I don't know, you know, wow, you know, there needs to be something that I've left behind that would say, wow, she lived and she did her thing with excellence, with order, because that's what I'm about, you know. Just looking beyond, like, just myself personally, you know, an individual thing, but it should touch lives.
Yeah.
You know.
Should change lives.
Should change lives. And for me, at where I am right now, it's about doing exactly that.
With all the experience that you have and with what has been happening in South Africa, are the creatives being respected enough in South Africa, more especially by our Minister of Arts and Culture?
He took me there, Lord. This, you know, it's so sad. This country, it celebrates the celebrity more than the talent and the gift itself.
Okay.
Do you hear me?
I hear you.
That's what it's all about. It's so disappointing that we have a minister, first of all, who has no clue, no idea what his position entails. He has no clue. Clueless about the creative industry and what the changes need to be. And just to take care of the creatives of this country. You know, when you go to the States, you go to Europe and all that, all those things have been set up. And it's not even because of a lack of communication or with people who are there and who are willing to say, Minister, we are willing to work with you to bring the necessary changes into this industry. For them, it is a political thing. And obviously, people who are chasing clout. You know, when you are not chasing clout and just busy doing your thing, you are not relevant. You know, so our minister is a clout chaser. He's a clout chaser. He wants to be seen. I mean, with this ridiculous poll. I mean, come on, 22 million.
Yo.
When there's theaters are closing, museums are closing, whatever, and you have the gall, you know, to tell the people of South Africa and artists have been you know, decimated by COVID, and you have 22 million to put up a poll, pali. Yeah, it lits at night. Wow. You know?
No,
so with people who are visionless, this minister is visionless. He has no vision at all for the creative arts in this country. For him, it's about being in the camera and once in a while going and, you know, for condolences and whatever. That is very good at he's very good at that, you know. But we have a visionless minister. So it's so unfortunate that we have ourselves to fix the situation.
No one else.
Because nobody else will do it for us, you know. So one person at a time, one day at a time, and hopefully one day things are going to be okay for our children. Because I would not even feel confident for my child to say, when I get the next thing, Mama, I want to be an actor, I want to be a whatever, a creative. I would say, hey, hak skolumtu.
No.
Or choose something else. Because I'm not confident enough, you know, because the creative industry is not set up in a way that it can sustain, you know, unless you really knock at doors and like really knock at doors, you know. It does not give us any confidence at all, because we are being let down by this government, unfortunately. We are good when we are needed for campaigning and whatever. Then after that, we are put in the back burner and forgotten about. And then grab some random influencer on Instagram, who'll be gone, on Twitter, who'll be gone like in the next 2 minutes, you know. So, but it's sad. It really is sad.
With all your experience, what would you tell the young you about the
Why
industry?
the question?
I mean, like, we need to know in a way out.
What do I tell the young me?
Yeah.
Yes, Kayamo. Yes, Kayada. You guys, yeah, it's been rough, man. Yo. Look, I honestly don't know what I would tell my younger self with what I know now. Because, look, I've experienced the really bad, really ugly, you know, but I've also experienced the joy of it. Wow, you know. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly, like the highs are high and the lows are very low, you know. But once you are able to, you know, cross over them and have a breakthrough and see yourself go, wow, is this what I've went through? Wow, you know. And when you see the rewards and all that, so it's worth it, you know. I honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I would tell my younger self.
Okay, but then moving along, before you could just close everything up, what are you currently busy with? What can people expect from you?
Okay, so what I'm currently busy with, in this very cold day, it is freezing. So I'm here at Pretoria State Theatre, and we are rehearsing for a production, MBJ Productions, which will be launching on the 9th of July. Yes. So it's group of young people that I have joined this production, and to develop, like I said, I'm into development and all that. So this is what we'll be doing, and we'll be touring because we're not only looking in South Africa only, but like a
Abroad,
very, especially
vision.
to conquer the continent. There's a lot that is happening in Africa, and let's conquer our continent before we can conquer other continents. And what I love about this, because we have a sound which the rest of the world wants. So for us to be able to work with artists from Nigeria, from Ghana, from Zimbabwe, this is who we are as MBJ Productions. So this is what I'm currently doing, and I cannot wait for the possibilities.
Okay.
Beyond.
Are you still on the Idols?
Yes, I am.
And then when is the new season starting?
We are, the auditions and the theater week. Thank you. Theater week will be starting mid-July, I think.
Okay.
And then, but the live shows, we are starting the last week of August. Up until November.
Okay.
Yes.
Before we close, you are the legend.
There's
There's someone
scared
there.
of that word.
There's someone there in the rural areas. There's someone there in Pamprestad who says, who says, I want to be within the gospel space. I just need you, or I just need to ask you to give them an honest advice.
Yeah.
Don't just sell them dreams.
You see now. Sell them dreams. Look, look, there's a lot that I can tell you. Go higher right now, contemplating your life, where is it going, and you want to be in the music industry. All I can say to you that it is not easy. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there, even in the music, in the gospel industry. It's a dog-eat-dog world. But I will be honest with you. So a lot of people are coming into the gospel industry because it's about the glitz and the glam, it's about the money, it's about the fame, it's about the Instagram life. But if you are doing it because you are truly called by God, then go for it. But if you are doing it purely because you want to be about that life, also go for it. And let's see how far it will take you. All right. But all I can say is that when you want to pursue your dream, pursue it with everything that you have and everything at your disposal. Do it for the right reasons. Then maybe after 30 years, you'll still be in the industry. God will keep you, God will guide you, God will order your steps. But do not do it for the wrong reasons, because the wrong reasons will catch up with you. And the right reasons will also catch up with you, because you will reap, you will be fruitful, and you will have longevity in the industry. That's all I can say.
Amen, amen. There's a song she did with Pastor Benjamin. He's not a man.
Yeah, that he should lie.
Yeah.
He's not a God. He is my father.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Just a beautiful song. She did about Dwal and all that. I mean, she's just superb to listen to. It's not your ordinary musician if you listen to her voice. But
thank
nonetheless, I thank you. It was
much,
great
Nell.
catching up with you.
Thank
I
you.
mean, I had to steal you.
But not even batung, like no eyelashes, no hair, no makeup. This is my work mode.
What you see on TV is not what you see on Gospel Chat with Nell. Here we don't censor anything, we just speak it the way it is. And thank you for your honesty.
Thank you
and
so
sharing
much,
your
Nell, for
story.
having me. I really appreciate this.
It was great. Thank you for being here. Such a pleasure to us. And she is Margret Motsage on Instagram,
Yes.
on Twitter, on
Hey, Twitter, ke thabile ko Twitter. I the bukhali man ko Twitter. Yo. I ran for my life. Yeah.
Anyway, she was complaining about the petrol and shut down the other day, which never happened on Facebook. Yep, we saw that, but then thank you until we see you on the next episode.
Why you like this? Hey, petrol buffet.